Okay, we've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix. Thanks for stepping in and helping handle that.
Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead are Russell and Verstappen. And we're in front of Perez, Magnussen and Zhu. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1 minute 35.7. We don't currently have the data for that request. Here are the top 5 cars as things stand. Hamilton, Sainz, Verstappen, Russell and Leclerc. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1 minute 34.8. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Hamilton, Sainz, and Max Verstappen. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix. Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Daniel, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Joe, Magnussen, Stroll, Bottas, Ricciardo, and Logan Sargent. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice starts. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down.
So let's review the updated driver standings. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, goodbye. Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself, 14 miles southeast of the city centre, has been home to the US Grand Prix since 2012, the latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. It's 10 to the left and 10 to the right. I'm not talking about a line dance, I'm talking about the corners here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and turn 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6 mile track. But we may well see cars struggle to slow down here today as the wet weather interferes with the low-speed grip. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Norris, Albon, Gasly, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Bottas, Joe, Hülkenberg, Sargent, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Ocon, Daniel, and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me again for today's race. They've been involved in a number of costly incidents lately. That's got to affect their mindset going into this race.
It's not an ideal situation by any means. When you get into a bad run like that, there's always a risk of frustration creeping in.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, so our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of this lap. Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward. And you've got P15, P15. Bottas ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on a fresh set of inters. Stroll behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on a fresh set of inters. Your pit window will be open in 7 laps time. 27 laps to go. Okay, good work. Great pass. That's Joe just ahead. Push for that position. Less than a second separates you. They're on a fresh set of inters. Bottas is behind you. Okay, push, push. Gap to the car behind. 1.0 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. Your pit window will be open in 7 laps time. 27 laps to go. Okay, I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being. expecting at least 20 minutes of light rain. Nice move, good job. Our gap to the car in front is 1.6 seconds. We're expecting you in around 2 laps and we'll put you onto the intermediate tyres. Window's now open, pit window is open. Okay, 12 laps to go. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Okay, focus. We need to stay on form. Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting. Okay, one stop to go. Just one stop left in this strategy. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty. I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate. That's a new fastest lap of the race. P9, if you're running P9, keep going. That's Gasly ahead. Less than a second separates you. They're on old intermediates. Perez behind. Okay, gap to the car behind. Car behind. 3.0 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. Okay, gap to leader, 28.4 seconds. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. Okay, 7 laps to go. We're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment. Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay. lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up. Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap. And gap to the car in front is 8.3 seconds. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Well, what a drive that was to take the win for Ferrari today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. Let's have a look then at the driver's standings. Well, not the result our points leader would have wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.